So do you think this situation is bad?
Yeah, I think it's pretty bad. I can hear the water spraying out, but I can't see where it's coming from, and so I have to try and get access behind this bunk in here. There's no access panel or anything like that, and so I need to figure out how to get this panel open so I can get eyes on where the water is spraying out of. And so until that happens, I can't pressurize the system because it'll keep spraying the water out.
All right, trail hoppers, welcome back to another episode of Hopping the Trails with the Hopkins. So we decided to do some winter camping at Buck Creek State Park because we had an RV show to go to in Dayton. So we thought, what better time to get the rig out and do some winter camping. So as soon as we got to the site, we got everything hooked up. We got the fresh water tank filled up, got the site set up perfect. We ready to rock and roll. We flipped the water tank on, or the water pump on, and I noticed about every 3 to 5 seconds, the water pump would engage. Well, if anybody knows anything about the water pump in the RVs, if the water pump is on, that means water is flowing and you have water flowing through the system. The problem is that we did not have anything turned on at this time, which was an indication that we had a leak somewhere. By the time we realized what was going on, we had about 1 inch of water back there in the bunkhouse. So you see me tearing the panel off and finally locating where that water is leaking from, and you'll never guess what. So stay tuned. Let's ride.
All right, trail hoppers. So we are out here at Buck Creek State Park. So you've probably been following the action. We got a bit of a crisis. And so when you own your own rig, you have to be prepared for any situation. And so for whatever reason, again, I'm not sure exactly how it happened, but it appears that our spray port, and so let me actually go outside because I can maybe get better access at it from there.
All right, trail hopper. So you just saw me get the spray port off there. Hey, check it out. So right here on this connector, this was the source of our problem. As you can see here, the connector just blew wide open. So the only thing I could suspect is that when we winterized our trailer this year, we did not do the spray port for whatever reason, and water was left in the system. When the temperatures dropped, it froze, the pipes expanded, and it busted. So, hey, use this as a caution to you when you're out there camping. Make sure you're winterizing your trailer, especially if you're running water. Anytime it's going to drop below freezing, you need to make sure that your rig is safe and that your water lines are protected. So now we have to figure out what we're going to do to salvage this trip so we can keep on rolling.
All right, trail hoppers, we are going to go ahead and get this part off so we can try to run up to Walmart to see what they got in their plumbing section to see if I can't just get a temporary shut off to put on this line here so we can charge our system back. And so we're going to go ahead and see if we can get this off here. And so we'll probably end up, well, I'll see if I can salvage the spray port part of it. And so there we have it. So I just need to try and find a cap for this or look in there to see if there's a shut off. But yeah, this is done. I'm not even sure how that cracked, but I'm just going to get me some more, get some silicone so that I can reseal this once we get back, so I can get it closed up so we're not losing heat. But that's what we're going to do for now. I mean, I guess I probably could just find another one of these, but we'll see what happens. Let's ride. All right, trail hoppers, so we made it back from Walmart. The trailer is in disarray because from the moment we got here, got hooked up, we had problems. But so since we are out here at Buck Creek State Park, we didn't have access to a Lowe's. The other one was pretty far away and we didn't feel like driving, so we went to Walmart. And so we got a couple different things. We are going to try to get this fixed so that we can get our water going. I bought this hose because it has these reducers here, and so we're going to try to get it reduced down to 3/8 so that we can use this shutoff that we found. So if that doesn't work, this method is to try and salvage the line so we can do more of a permanent repair. But if we can't, we will cut the end off, and we got some 3/8 bolts. We'll shove a bolt down in there, and then we'll put some clamps on it just to keep the water from flowing through, and so that should help us out. And so we're gonna go ahead and get this stuff going before we lose our daylight, and hopefully everything works. All right, so we are back outside, so we need to get this capped here. So here's the reducer that we have, and hopefully this will, well, if I can hold on to it. So hopefully we can get that put in there. All right, so it looks like that reducer is going to fit for us, so hopefully we can get it tight enough. And so this is just going to be a temporary fix. Look at that. I couldn't plan that any better. Shout out to MS3 Adventures. That's my brother. I had to call him for a consult to see the best way to do this. And so that should be it, trail hoppers. So we're going to fire up that water pump, and fingers crossed that's going to resolve our problems for now, again, until we can get it permanently fixed. And so what we'll do is I'll just get it pushed back into the trailer, put the spray port back on so that it's not leaking. I mean, so that air and stuff is not traveling through, and we should be good to go. All right, stand by, let's ride. First, we got action. So it looks like that solved the problem. We engaged the water pump, and so right now the water pump turned on, it primed, then it shut off like it was supposed to, and so it's currently off. And so let's check and see. So there we got water. Perfect. So that was our problem. This is where our leak was at. So we got it fixed for now, and so hopefully we don't have any more problems on this trip. And we'll go ahead and get everything closed back up and go from there. All right, so I'm gonna get this put back together, then we're gonna chill. Let's ride. So when we're out here winter camping, one thing that we try to do is we try to keep our tanks from freezing up as we're using them. And so we will dump about a half a gallon of antifreeze down the toilet, as well as down into the gray tank, just to kind of assist in it not freezing up. That's just something that we do. We haven't had a situation yet where when we went to dump it was frozen, and so I don't know if it's helping or not, but that's something that we do. It's cheap enough, it's only $1.98 at Walmart, and so definitely worth trying it out to provide some aided assistance in just providing that cover so the tanks doesn't freeze up, the waste in the tank doesn't freeze up, or in the black tank or the gray tank. And so that's just something we do. Try it out. Let me know if you had any experience with it. And so we got everything fixed now. So we're going to go ahead and get the trailer cleaned up so that we can, again, relax. Let's ride.
Commence system shutdown.
Well, trail hoppers, just when you think nothing else could go wrong, something else goes wrong. So, sitting there relaxing, when all of a sudden the TV shuts off, and that can only mean one thing, that we lost our connection to shore power. Now, so at this point, I always travel with my generator, so I do have my generator on the truck. I did some preliminary investigation and to check out another power pole, and it seems like the entire park is without power right now. So I am not going to let this go too long. I'm probably going to go ahead and hook the generator up to run the generator. Since I'm not sure if I am going to be able to run a generator all night, or even power the hot water tank or anything like that, I am probably going to put my hot water tank in the bypass and blow out all the water lines, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep the rig all the way heated through the whole night. So I'm not sure when the power is going to come back on, so forth and so on. And so, this is one of those things that you don't prepare for, but you have to prepare for. I guess you have to prepare for the unexpected. So this is definitely the unexpected for us, but luckily enough, I always travel with my generator. So we're going to get that hooked up and see if we can't get that going. And we'll be back with you guys. That's right.
All right, back outside we go. Now, trail hoppers, this is a pro tip. Make sure you check the weather before you leave your home so that you fully understand the weather conditions that you're getting ready to get into. When we left our house this morning, or the morning of our trip, it was absolutely beautiful. You know, there was no sign of the snow. I hadn't really checked the weather. So once we lost the power, come outside, you know, we are out there in what seemed to be a blizzard. I mean, the snow was just coming down hard. At this point, we are semi-stuck. So we have a decision to make, either to get this rig back up and functioning or go home. You see, I pulled my cord out there. I'm frustrated because that's not the cord that I was looking for. I have a heavy duty cord that I generally connect to the generator. If I have to connect it to the trailer, I couldn't find it, so I had to make do with what I had at the time. And so struggling to get the stupid cord off of the little cord holder there. I try to be organized, but in moments like this, you know, I just want to get the cord off, get back in the trailer. I'm kind of looking around there. There was a couple other people out there camping, and believe it or not, there was people out there tent camping in this snowstorm. I was absolutely amazed by that. That would never be us. Wifey would be having no parts of that. So finally got the cord off, got everything connected there. And so I did have the connection that we use at our house to reduce down to, I guess it would be just a regular 120 volt, I guess that's what it would be, connection, just to connect just a regular power cord there to the generator. Forgive me on my wattage if it's wrong. I'm not an electrician, so but anyways, I did have the connector to get connected to our rig. Like I said, we use it at home anytime we want to make sure that our refrigerator is running overnight, so that we don't have to run on our battery. So we got all of that hooked up, got the generator started here eventually, and I was just too through. Almost took a fall there. Everything is slippery. Whole time, wifey in the trailer. I believe she was asleep at this point. She wasn't feeling well, and so she's in the trailer. She sleeps. She has no idea all the stuff that I'm going through at this point to kind of make this trip a success. Eventually, we get that generator started, get it fired up, and you know, once I got it started, I realized that it only had about a half tank of gas left, so it wasn't going to run very long. So that was the next problem that I had to address in this whole endeavor. When I tell you I was over it, trail hoppers. Let's get back to it.
All right, so we got everything temporarily hooked back up, got the generator running. We'll see if the furnace runs. All right, so we got the furnace running for right now. And so I'm going to try to see if I can't get someone on the phone to see what's going on with the power. So I'm going to see exactly how many things I can run. On the generator. So it looks like I can run my fireplace. I'll run it on low for right now. We'll kind of monitor to make sure that we're not seeing any power fluctuations we'll cut some of these lights out for now and try to figure out what's going on. All right, trail hoppers, so we got the generator going. We ran up to the gas station to get some gas to try and run our generator as long as we could. Got up to the gas station was closed. So I pulled up the GPS to see where the next closest one was. It was right down the street. I called them. They were open, so they had power. But right now, we are running off generator. The park is still without power, so we're going to cut out some of our lights just to allow the generator to run a little bit easier. And we have one of those ultra quiet generator inverter type setups, and so you can barely hear it running out there right now. So that's about it for day one. So day one, Buck Creek has been very eventful. It is snowing like a madhouse right now. So we definitely got at least 3 inches of snow out there right now. So we will be here until Monday. So we'll be here 3 days. And so we will not be defeated. So we got everything that we need to have. And so if we need to pull the plug, we'll have to pull the plug. But at this particular point in time, we're not going to be defeated. And so Wifey is in there fast asleep, so she's at peace. So that's all that matters. And so I'm going to finish getting the trailer cleaned up, and that's about it. So we're going to call it a night, unless there's any more crazy things that we didn't anticipate. Then we'll come back to you guys. But until tomorrow, let's ride.
That is a wrap, trail hoppers, for this episode of Hopping the Trails with the Hopkins. Every single one of our skills were tested in this winter camping adventure. We did end up having a wonderful time at Buck Creek State Park, doing some winter camping. Everything kind of shaped up for us at the end of the trip by the time Monday came. And so we will have all of that in the next episode of Hopping the Trails with the Hopkins. You will see how we finished up our trip. But hey, if you like the content that we're putting out, be so kind to like, subscribe, share, hit that notification icon so you never miss a trail. Let's ride.